This is Geography second lesson, Climate and Natural Vegetation of India. The factors affecting the climate. Climate of India is affected by the factors of latitude, altitude, distance from the seas, monsoon wind, relief features and jet stream. Now we are going to see one by one. Latitude. On the world map, human drew some imaginary lines. That imaginary lines are called latitudes and altitudes. Horizontal lines are called latitudes and vertical lines are called longitudes. India lies between 8 degree 4 minutes north and 37 degree 6 minutes north latitudes. The Tropic of Cancer divides the country into two equal halves. At the center part of India map, which is located, Tropic of Cancer is located. This Tropic of Cancer divides our country into two halves. The area located to the south of Tropic of Cancer experiences high temperature. South part of Tropic of Cancer experiences high temperature and no severe cold season throughout the year, whereas the areas to the north of this parallel enjoys subtropical climate. That is, this north part enjoys both climates, hot climate and cold climate. Next we are going to see about altitude. Altitude is nothing but height from the sea level. When the altitude increases, the temperature decreases. Yes or no? When the height increases, the temperature decreases. Temperature decreases at the rate of 6.5 degrees Celsius for every 1000 meters of ascent. It is called normal lapse rate. This is very important 2-mark question. Temperature decreases at the rate of 6.5 degrees Celsius for every 1000 meters. It is called normal lapse rate. Distance from the sea. A large area of India, especially the peninsular region, is not very far from the sea, and this entire area has a clear maritime influence on climate. Yes or no? What is peninsular India? South part of India is called peninsular India. In our south side, we have seas and ocean. Indian Ocean, Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea. This part of the country does not have a very clearly marked winter and the temperature is equable almost throughout the year. Our temperature, south side temperature is equal almost throughout the year. Areas of central and north India experiences much seasonal variation in temperature due to the absence of influence of seas. In the north side of India, we don't have any sea, so this part experience some seasonal variation in temperature. Here summers are hot and winters are cold. In north side of India, summer is too hot, winter is too cool. The annual temperature at Cochin does not exceed 30 degrees Celsius as its location is on the coast, while it is as high as 40 degrees Celsius at Delhi since it is located in the interior part. So which is the annual temperature of Cochin? 30 degrees Celsius, because it is located in the coastal area. Which is the annual rate of Delhi? 40 degrees Celsius, because it is located in the interior part of India. Air near the coast has more moisture and greater potential to produce precipitation. Due to this fact, the amount of rainfall at Kolkata, located near the coast, is 119 cm and it increases to just 24 cm at Bikaner, which is located in the interior part. Kolkata is located in the coastal side, so annual rainfall of Kolkata is 119 cm. At the same time, Bikaner is located in the interior part, so Bikaner experiences only 24 centimeter of annual rainfall. Monsoon wind. The most dominant factor which affects the climate of India is the monsoon winds. These are seasonal reversal winds. Reversal means retreated winds, and India remains in the influence of these winds for a considerable part of a year. Though the sun's rays are vertical over the central part of India during the mid-June, the summer season ends in India by the end of May. The summer season ends in India by which month? May month. Why? Because sun's rays vertical over the central part of India. It is because the onset of southwest monsoon brings down the temperature of the entire India and causes moderate to heavy rainfall in many parts of the country. So the southwest monsoon winds bring down the temperature of the entire India and causes moderate to heavy rainfall. We experience heavy rainfall because of these monsoon winds. Similarly, the climate of southeast India is also influenced by northeast monsoon. Relief. Relief of India has a great bearing on major elements of climate such as temperature, atmospheric pressure, direction of winds, and the amount of rainfall. The Himalayas acts as a barrier to the freezing cold wind blows from Central Asia and keep the Indian subcontinent warm. Yes or no? What is the main duty of the Himalayas? Himalayas acts as a barrier to the freezing cold winds. These Himalayas prevent the freezing cold winds from Central Asia. Because of this Himalayas only, our Indian subcontinent be hot in all time. As much the North India experiences tropical climate even during winter, so only our North India experiences tropical climate, equable climate during winter season. During southwest monsoon, areas on the western slope of the Western Ghats receive heavy rainfall. In India, this place, Western Ghats place, receive heavy rainfall throughout the year. On the contrary, vast areas of Maharashtra, Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu lie in the rain shadow or leeward side of the Western Ghats, receive very little rainfall. On the contrary means just opposite. So just opposite, the areas of Maharashtra, Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra, Tamil Nadu lie in the rain shadow or leeward side of the Western Ghats. So these places receive very little amount of rainfall. During the season, Mangalore, located on the coast, gets the rainfall of about 280 cm, whereas the Bangalore, located on the leeward side, receives only about 50 cm rainfall. Now we are going to see about the differences between leeward side and windward side. First, leeward side. Leeward side is nothing but the place or an area that is facing away from the wind. This place is called leeward side. One place facing away from the wind, that place is called leeward side. Windward side is nothing but that place locates towards the source of wind, that is called windward side. One place locates towards the source of the wind, that is called windward side. Jet streams. Jet streams are the fast moving winds blowing in a narrow zone in the upper atmosphere. Jet streams are nothing but fast moving winds are called jet stream. According to the jet stream theory, on the onset of southwest monsoon is driven by the shift of the subtropical westerly jet from the plains of India towards the Tibetan plateau. The easterly jet streams cause tropical depression both during southwest monsoon and retreating monsoon. So this jet stream has one theory. According to that theory, The onset of the present of southwest monsoon is driven by the shift of subtropical jet from the plains of India towards the Tibetan plateau. So wind blows from plains of India towards Tibetan plateau. First one. Okay. Second one, easterly jet streams cause tropical depression both during southwest monsoon and retreating monsoon. These two monsoon period, this easterly jet stream cause tropical depression. Next we are going to see about monsoon. The word monsoon has been derived from the Arabic word mausim, which means season. This word derived from the Arabic word mausim. Mausim means season. Meteorologists have developed a number of concepts about the origin of monsoons. Seasons. The meteorologists recognize the four distinct seasons in India. Winter season, that is January to February. Summer season, March to May. Southwest monsoon or rainy season, June to September. Northwest monsoon season, October to December. Winter or cold weather season. During this period, the vertical rays of the sun falls over Tropic of Capricorn, which is far away from India. In this winter season, the vertical rays of the sun over Tropic of Capricorn, which is far away from India. What is Tropic of Capricorn? Under equator, this Tropic of Capricorn located. Okay, you can take your atlas and check it. Okay, below equator, what is located? Tropic of Cancer is located. So under this equator, what is located? Tropic of Capricorn is located. Hence, India receives the slanting sun's rays, which resulted in low temperature. Because of this sun's vertical rays of Tropic of Capricorn, India receives very slanting rays of the sun. So this results in very low temperature. The cold weather season is characterized by clear skies, fine weather, light winds and low humidity. The rain during this season generally occurs over the western Himalayas, Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Western disturbances and associated through in westerlizer or main rain-bearing system in northern part of the country. Western disturbances cause rainfall in Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh and snowfall in the hills of Jammu and Kashmir. Next we are going to see about summer season. Pre-monsoon or summer or hot weather season. During this season, the vertical rays of the sun falls over the peninsular India, that is southern India. Hence, there is steady increase in temperature from south to north. So, temperature increasing from south to north. It is particularly hot and dry in the entire country in the initial part of this season. Weather over the land areas of the country is influenced by thunderstorms associated with rain and sometimes with hail, mostly in the middle and later part. But in summer season also we have rain sometimes. During this season, temperature starts increasing all over the country and by April the interior parts of South India record mean daily temperatures of 30 to 35 degrees Celsius. Central India becomes hot with daytime maximum temperature reaching 40 degrees Celsius. Because of the atmospheric pressure conditions, the wind blows from the southwest to northeast direction in Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. Wind started blowing from southwest to northeast direction. They bring pre-monsoon showers to the west coast during the month of May. So this may cause the pre-monsoon shower. There are few thunder showers called mango showers because this helps in quick ripening of mangoes. So this showers is called as mango showers. Nor'westers are Kalbaisogis are the local storms with thunder that blow from northwestern part of India and rain lasting for short durations. This nor'westers is nothing but the southwest monsoon is the most significant features of Indian climate. The onset of the southwest monsoon takes place normally over the southern tip of the country. The monsoon is influenced by global phenomena like E190. E190 is nothing but abnormal weather pattern caused by the warming of the Pacific Ocean near the equator. This is called E190 effect. The monsoon wind strikes against the southern tip of Indian landmass and gets divided into two branches. One is Arabian Sea branch, next one is Bay of Bengal branch. The Arabian Sea branch of southwest monsoon gives heavy rainfall to the west coast. The other part, which advances towards north, is obstructed by Himalayan mountains and results in heavy rainfall in the north. Due to the Himalayan mountains, there is heavy rainfall in north side. As Aravalli mountain is located parallel to the wind direction, Rajasthan do not get any rainfall because in Rajasthan Thar desert is located. The Bay of Bengal branch move towards northeast India and Myanmar. This wind is covered by a chain of mountains, namely Garo, Khasi and Jaintia, are mainly responsible for the heaviest rainfall caused at Mawsynram located in Meghalaya. Students, don't forget, this is a very important 2 mark and 1 mark question. Mawsynram is a heaviest monsoon. The southwest monsoon begins to retreat from North India by the end of September due to the southward shifting pressure belts. So this southwest monsoon begins to retreat from North India by the end of the September due to the southward shifting pressure belts. So this monsoon started retreating from the North India. The southwest monsoon wind returns from Indian landmass and blows towards Bay of Bengal. So this monsoon winds blows towards Bay of Bengal. That is nothing but blows in the direction of Bay of Bengal. The Coriolis force deflects this wind and makes it to blow from northeast. This Coriolis force is nothing but the pattern of deflection taken by objects not firmly connected to the grounds. The deflection taken by objects not connected to the ground as they travel long distances around the earth. This is called Coriolis force. Hence it is called as northeast monsoon or post-monsoon season. The season is associated with the establishment of the northeasterly wind system over the Indian subcontinent. This season is associated with the northeasterly wind system. Andhra, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, South Interior Karnataka receive good amount of rainfall. Many parts of Tamil Nadu and some parts of Andhra and Karnataka receive rainfall during this season. Large scale losses to life and property occur due to heavy rainfall. The daytime temperatures start falling sharply all over the country. In this season, northeast monsoon season, our daytime temperatures start fall. The annual rainfall of India is 118 centimeter. The western coast, Assam, South Meghalaya, Tripura, Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh are the heavy rainfall areas which get more than 200 centimeter rainfall. The whole of Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Deccan Trap or Plateau region, Western Ghats except for a narrow strip along Tamil Nadu coast receive low rainfall less than 100 centimeter. The rest of the areas receive rainfall ranging between 100 to 200 centimeter. Natural vegetation. Under this topic, we are going to see about tropical evergreen forest, tropical deciduous forest, tropical dry forest, mountain forest, alpine forest, tidal forest, coastal forest and riverine forest. Tropical evergreen forest. These forests are found in areas with 200 centimeter or more annual rainfall. Western Ghats in Maharashtra, Karnataka, Kerala, Assam, Nagaland, Mizoram, Manipur and Meghalaya states have this type of forest. The most important trees are rubber, mahogany, ebony and rosewood. These have not been fully exploited due to lack of transport facilities. These forests do not shed their leaves, so these forests called as tropical evergreen forest. Tropical deciduous forest. These are found in the areas with 100 to 200 centimeter annual rainfall. These are called monsoon forest. Himalayan region, Great Plains, Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Kerala states notable for this type of forest. Teak and sal are the most important trees. These forests also provide fragrant oil, varnish and sandal and oil and perfumes. These type of forests always shed their leaves. So, these forests are called as tropical deciduous forest. Tropical dry forest. These are found in the areas with 50 to 100 centimeter annual rainfall. These are found in Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh and so on. The important species are banyan, palas, bamboo, etc. Mountain or montane forest. These forests are classified on the basis of altitude and amount of rainfall. These are found on the slopes of the mountains in the northeast states. These forests found in the altitude means height 1200 to 2400 centimeter. Sal, oak, amura, chestnut, cinnamon are the main trees found here. The rainfall of this region is moderate. These forests contains very moderate rainfall. These forests are found in Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. Up to 900 meter altitude, semi-desert vegetation is found and it is known as bushes and small trees. In altitude from 900 to 1800 meter, chir is the most common tree. So, which is the height of the tree? 900 to 1800 meter. Alpine forest. It occurs all along the Himalayas with above 2400 meter altitude. These are purely having coniferous trees. These forests fully having coniferous trees. Oak, silver fir, pine are the main trees of these forests. Next we are going to see about tidal forest. These forests occur in and around the deltas, estuaries and creeks prone to tidal influence and such as delta or swamp forest. These forests otherwise called as delta forest or swamp forest. The delta of the Ganga and Brahmaputra has the largest tidal forest. The deltas of Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna rivers also known for the tidal forest. These are also known for mangrove forest. These forests otherwise called as mangrove forest. Wildlife. The term wildlife includes animals of any habitat in nature. Wildlife is nothing but it includes animals of any habitat in nature. Wild animals are non-domesticated animals and include both vertebrates, that is fish, reptiles, birds, and invertebrates, that is bees, butterflies. India has a rich and diversified wildlife, that is India has many variety type of wildlife. Our country is home to tigers, lions and so on. Hunting, deforestation and other interferences in the natural habitat that caused extinction of some species and may are facing the danger of extinction. Nowadays, these kind of variety type of wildlife are going to decreased. The Indian Board for Wildlife, that is IBWL, it was constituted in 1952 to preserve the country's rich and diverse wildlife. A network of 102 national parks and about 515 wildlife sanctuaries across the country have been created. So, how many national parks are there? 102 national parks. How many wildlife sanctuaries? 515 wildlife sanctuaries are there. Biosphere reserve. Biosphere reserves are protected areas of land, coastal environments. Biosphere reserves are nothing but protected areas, that is in forest government named some areas as protected areas. The Indian government has established 18 biosphere reserves in India. Biosphere reserves in India. 11 of the 18 biosphere reserves, Gulf of Mannar, Nilgiris, Sundarban and so on, are the main biosphere reserves in India. These are of India fall under the list of man and biosphere